Hey everyone, this is Andy Raphael from eTechnics.com, and I'm doing something a little bit different here. I'm actually sort of all over the place at the moment on the road, and because of that I'm actually in a hotel room right now, and I've got my hands on the MSI Z87 MPOWER motherboard. Obviously this is the latest motherboard with the chipset that I can't tell you about. Supports the chips that I can't tell you about, but I'm hoping that we can go through some of the features of the actual MPOWER board itself. So a little bit different to what we normally do in terms of where I am, but hopefully the same sort of style video as what we normally do. So I don't really want to ramble on too much. Instead I just want to sort of get straight into it and show you the MSI Z87 MPOWER. So first thing you're going to notice is a very different design of box to what they've normally had in terms of the sort of colouring, the style. Now this sort of M on the front is actually a Velcro panel, which is going to be extremely difficult for me to sort of open one-handed. There we go. But opening this up, it does reveal sort of some of the main features. So we've got the enhanced components, including obviously some of the capacitors that are used, enhanced thermal, and that's basically down to the MPOWER heatsink design, which we will show you on the board. Total fan control. We've got the OC Essentials, which I know is going to be a big highlight for a lot of people out there. Clear CMOS button, Easy Button 3, Direct OC, Debug LED, V checkpoints and so forth. And obviously it does give us a first sort of glance, first view of the motherboard itself. We've also got enhanced power, so this is all to do with the VRMs, and obviously support for extreme overclocking on K-SKU CPUs, dual 8-pin connector for the CPU. We've got enhanced BIOS with a multi-BIOS 2, go-to BIOS and click BIOS 4. Very sort of nice feature, the click BIOS 4. Really excited about sort of having a look at that. We've got multi-GPU support with NVIDIA SLI and AMD Crossfire. SATA 6 gig per second as we'd expect. USB 3.0 as we'd expect as well. Gaming device port, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. We've also got over the other side, obviously a little bit of MPOWER branding here. On the other side we've got the super pipe. If we just sort of zoom in, world's thickest 8mm heat pipe for better cooling efficiency. Supercharger to quickly charge mobile devices. Total fan control, Super RAID, and Live Update 5 and M-Flash, so you can quickly flash your BIOS. Putting that back down, really nice sort of colouring on this, the bright yellow, really sort of happy about that. Just going to move this box up like that. So it's a Z87 MPOWER, military class burn-in test passed. We've got higher performance in terms of overclocking, enhanced PWM cooling, better power stability, and some of the main features on here as well. And then some of the main specifications of the board as well. So it does say obviously it supports Intel 4th gen processors. That's pretty much all we can say though. And there's not really much we can say about it because we are bound by NDA. We get a first view of the rear I/O over here as well. So we can see that we've got plenty of USB 3.0 ports. And that's pretty much it for the box. I don't really want to delve onto the box too much. I just wanted to give you a sort of quick rundown of what was there. Now opening it up, we get the board in a anti-static bag. I'm just going to actually move it out of the way for a second so we can focus more on the accessories to start with and what comes included. So we've got some SATA data cables, right angled as well. Obviously they're SATA 6. We've got another 2 in here, so we've got 4 in total. We've got a antenna cable, which is obviously going to be for the Wi-Fi. Also included Wi-Fi Bluetooth module installation guide. I don't know why they've put this in a bag, it's literally just the installation guide. There you go. That'd be why, because it looks like it's actually fallen out. So we've got an MSI branded Wi-Fi Bluetooth module, Intel 802.11 BG and N, and Bluetooth 4.0. Also included is the M connector, which easily allows you to put your front panel headers, power switch, reset, LEDs and things like that onto the board with ease. We've got 2 more SATA data cables, right angled again. MSI branded NVIDIA SLI bridge for multi-GPU technology. We've got the MSI V-check cables, so if you do want to check voltages, if you're going to be doing some extreme overclocking, then this is going to come in handy, as well as just general troubleshooting. I'm guessing this is where the actual Bluetooth Wi-Fi module came out of. We've got a rear panel I/O, which follows the colour scheme, the black and the yellow. Really, really nice sort of colour scheme going on there. Very different to what we've sort of seen with any other brand, really. We've got the driver installation disc. We've got another disc, yeah, so drivers and utilities, and then we've got drivers and utilities for the actual motherboard, and this one's for the LAN, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So a separate disc just for sort of, you know, the add-ons products. Quick installation guide, which sort of unfolds and gives you a lot of information in many different languages. We've got here what looks like a little poster. Ah, here we go. Right, so it is a poster. Z87 MPOWER, so you can, you know, put that up on your wall, but it also gives you a view of the motherboard as well, and sort of just goes through and lists all the main features in many different languages. So yeah, this gives you another first sort of view of the motherboard without getting it out of the box. We get a certificate of quality and stability, as we'd normally expect with MSI, so this goes down to obviously the high performance capacitors. Software and application user guide. There's a lot of stuff with this motherboard. We've got overclocking motherboards, so obviously this is aimed at overclockers. Z87 MPOWER user guide. We also get a sort of case badge to obviously put on your case or put wherever you want with sticky tape on the back. And this is absolutely brilliant. We've seen sort of door hangers in the past, you know, be quiet, I'm gaming, get out, I'm gaming, that sort of thing, but never seen one like this. Out buying LN2. So obviously they've aimed this at you know, overclockers in mind, and on the other side, busy breaking world records. Temperatures between 63K and 77K. So yeah, this is a nice little addition. I might even hang this on my hotel room door for tonight, but there you go. So really interesting there, and that's pretty much it for the accessories. So really, really nice bundle. I'm actually going to move this all back into the box so we can focus on the motherboard, because that's what we all care about, right? So stick all these accessories back into here. And like I say, there's quite a lot of accessories. MSI really sort of, you know, thought about this one quite nicely. I'm just going to chuck that on the floor, and we can move on to the board itself. Now, I always have a bit of a problem when I'm doing this sort of one-handed, because I am being a cameraman as well as obviously trying to explain about things a little bit as well. I'm going to put that on top of the anti-static bag so we can move that over and have a look at the board. So I'm going to zoom out as best I can. Hopefully this focuses very, very nicely. First thing you're going to notice, ATX form factor, black PCB, and it's quite actually bare. There's if you just have a look at the board, you can see there's lots of sort of space, nice and sort of, you know, bare. If I turn it over, you can see where all the components are soldered in. There's a lot of sort of space, mainly around the CPU socket, which hopefully that means that they've designed their PWN system. You know, all the VRMs and the MOSFETs, they've designed it in such a way digitally that, you know, you don't need mass amounts of components sort of getting in the way of the CPU cooler, in the way of the memory, and so forth. I'm not going to talk about specs. Normally I'd go over and say, it accepts, you know, 32 gig or 64 gig of DDR2133. I'm not going to go over that because that's all down to Intel and the memory controller, which is going to be on the processor under here. And because I'm bound by NDA, I can't really talk about it too much. So I'm going to talk more about the MSI features and the design of the board. So straight away you can see black and yellow colour scheme, which is really, really nice, goes with the whole MPOWER side of things. The CPU socket area has got this nice sort of M-looking heatsink, passive, black and yellow again. That's obviously covering over the MOSFETs, VRMs, and around the CPU socket. In terms of power, as said on the box, we've got two 8-pin power connectors here. We've got a fan header here for the CPU fan. 4 DIMM slots for your DDR3 memory, but I'm not going to talk through obviously the speeds that it can take, purely because I'm not allowed. We've got another CPU fan header up here. We've got our voltage V-check points here. 24-pin ATX power connector, as we'd expect, with a debug LED next to it. Multi-BIOS, so we can switch between the two different BIOS versions. USB 3 header, which is sort of on the side, which I'm a big fan of. Some people hate and they prefer a vertical one, but I actually prefer that. We've got 8 SATA ports. I'm not really at liberty to say what speed they are. I'm sure you can all guess. Another heatsink down here, which covers the chipset, South Bridge, whatever you want to call it. This is, you know, the chipset. We don't have South Bridges and anything that anymore, but yeah, under here is going to be your Intel chipset, which I can't really say the name of and what it does and what it supports and so forth, but there you go. We've got some front panel headers and another fan header here, USB 2. We've also got some more headers here, an OC switch, so you can turn that on and off. That's going to obviously be for LN2 based overclocking. OC Genie button. We've got our minus and plus, which is going to be for increasing either the frequency or the multiplier, more likely the multiplier, just based on how Intel have done things in the past. We've got a reset button and a power button, and your front audio headers as well. We also get this little thing up here based around these capacitors for audio boost, so I've got high hopes to see, you know, or to hear that it has got improved audio over a normal sort of motherboard. Expansion slots, we've got quite a lot. We have, starting from the top, a PCI Express X1 slot, X16 slot, which you can see all the metal pins go all the way to the end, so it is wired to be X16 as well. We've got an X1, X1, another X16 which is made up to X8 speeds, another X1 and another X16 physical slot, but only goes up to X8 speeds by the looks of it. Normally it's down to the chipset as to what speed these three slots run at if you're going to be doing Crossfire or SLI, so I can't really comment whether they do run at X8 or whether they run at X4 or whatever, but as you can see, this is definitely X16, and these have the ability to run at X8, and that's down to MSI, but what the chipset allows it to do is a completely different story. Hidden away here we have a another PCI Express slot, or an MSATA slot down here, which is nice and handy, sort of because obviously it's very low profile, it can sit down here, and X1 slots aren't really populated that often, so this is going to be nice and sort of out the way. Other than that, that's pretty much it for sort of, you know, a general view of the board apart from the rear I/O. So rear I/O, we have a PS2 mouse keyboard combo port over here, two USB 2.0s, reset CMOS, 2, 4, 6 USB 3.0s, gigabit LAN. Most likely it's going to be Realtek, it generally is, but once again, maybe the new chipset can support that, who knows. We've got optical SP diff up here. Display wise, we've got some little rubber grommets on here. If I take them off, you can see that we've got HDMI, DisplayPort, and another HDMI. So very, very unique to see two HDMI ports on here. And then we've got our analog 6 auxiliary audio ports as well. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'd love to tell you more. I would love to tell you more about the MSI Z87 MPOWER, but yeah, it's not even worth me breaking an NDA on. I wanted to sort of go through this board in a sort of preview fashion and explain as much as I physically could. And you know, I'm taking a bit of dedication for this because I am recording this in a hotel room, and hopefully I'm actually going to be doing a few more over the next couple of days. So yeah, I've got my work cut out for me. But yeah, this is the MSI Z87 MPOWER. It's going to be aimed at overclockers. We know that. It's all to do with the MPOWER branding. I wish I could tell you more about the Intel CPU, that it's going to support, and obviously the Intel chipset, which is under this heatsink down here, but I really can't until the NDA lifts, and I don't even think I can tell you the date for that, so I'm not even going to chance it. So I'm just going to sort of go around the board so you guys can get a close-up view of all the different components. Down to the SATA, along by the front audio, and front panel headers, USB headers. Also there's a little switch down here. I can only guess that that's a reset CMOS. OC switch, yeah, buttons for overclockers, people doing stuff on the fly, your audio boost, your expansion slots, including MSATA, nice heatsink design, another fan header just hidden down here, and the rear I/O. There you go, guys. hopefully that gives you a bit of an insight into the MSI Z87 MPOWER. This is Andy Rafael from a Holiday Inn Express Hotel, getting this video over to you as quickly as possible. This only landed with us today and we wanted to make sure that we had a preview out for this board, and obviously we will have benchmarks and a full written review on etechnics.com when the NDA lifts, which I can't tell you when it is, so all I can suggest is keep checking back. And remember to like and subscribe. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel where we have a lot more Z87 boards from a variety of different brands, MSI, Gigabyte, Zeus and so forth, and hope you enjoyed it. Once again, this is Andy Rafael from etechnics.com, and I've been previewing the MSI Z87 MPOWER overclocking motherboard.